3. Buddha's virtue. Buddha receives the respect of the world because of 5 virtues: superior conduct, superior point of view, perfect wisdom, superior preaching ability, and the power to lead people to the practice to his teaching. 第3節、優れた徳。仏は5つの優れた徳を備えて尊敬を受ける。優れた行い、優れた見方、優れた知恵、悟りの道を明らかに説くこと、人々をしてよく教えの通りに収めさせることである。In addition, 8 other virtues enable Buddha to bestow blessings and happiness upon the people. The ability to bring immediate benefits in the world through the practice of his teaching. The ability to judge correctly between good and bad, right and wrong. The ability to lead people to enlightenment by teaching the right way. The ability to lead all people by an equal way. The ability to avoid pride and boasting. The ability to do what he has spoken. The ability to say what he has done, and thus doing, to fulfill the vows of his compassionate heart. また仏には8つの優れた能力がある。一つには仏は人々に利益と幸福と与える。二つには仏の教えはこの世において直ちに利益がある。三つには世の善悪聖者を正しく教える。四つには正しい道を教えて悟りに入らせる。五つにはどんな人をも一つの道に導く。六つには仏にはおごる心がない。七つには言った通り実行し、実行する通りに語る。八つには惑いなく願いを満たし、完全に行を成し遂げる。Through meditation, Buddha preserves a calm and peaceful spirit, radiant with mercy, compassion, happiness, and even equanimity. He deals equitably with all people, cleansing their minds of defilement and bestowing happiness in a perfect singleness of spirit. また仏は瞑想に入って静けさと平和を得、あらゆる人々に対して慈しみの心、憐れみの心、とらわれない心を持ち、心のあらゆる汚れを去って、清らかなものだけが持つ喜びを持つ。Buddha is both father and mother to the people of the world. For 16 months after a child is born, the father and mother have to speak to him in babyish words. Then gradually they teach him to speak as an adult. Like earthly parents, Buddha first takes care of the people and then leaves them to care for themselves. He first brings things to pass according to their desires, and then he brings them to a peaceful and safe shelter. この仏はすべての人々の父母である。 子が生まれて16ヶ月の間、父母はこの声に合わせて赤子のように語り、それからおもむろに言葉を教えるように、仏もまた人々の言葉に従って教えを説き、その見るところに従って姿を現し、人々をして安らかな揺らぎのない境地に住まわせる。What Buddha preaches in his language, people receive and assimilate in their own language as if it were intended exclusively for them. Buddha's state of mind suppresses human thought. It can not be made clear by words. It can only be hinted at in parables. また仏は一つの言葉をもって教えを説くが、人々は皆その性質に応じてそれを聞き、仏は今私のために教えを説かれたと喜ぶ。仏の境地は迷える人々の考えを超えており、言葉では説き尽くすことはできないが、強いてその境地を示そうとすれば、例えによるほかはない。The Ganges River is stirred up by the tramping of horses and elephants, and disturbed by the movements of fish and turtles. But the river flows on, pure and undisturbed by such trifles. Buddha is like the great river. The fish and turtles of other teachings swim about in its depth and push against its current, but in vain. Buddha's Dharma flows on, pure and undisturbed. ガンジス川は常に亀や魚、馬や象などに汚されているが、いつも清らかである。仏もこの川のように、異教の魚や亀などが競い来て乱しても、少しも思いを乱されることなく清らかである。Buddha's wisdom, being perfect, keeps away from extremes of prejudice and preserves moderation that is beyond all words of describe. Being all-wise, he knows the thoughts and feelings of all men and realizes everything in this world in a moment. As the stars of heaven are reflected in the calm sea, so people's thoughts, feelings, and circumstances are reflected in the depth of Buddha's wisdom. This is why Buddha is called the perfectly enlightened one, the omniscience. 仏の知恵はすべての道理を知り、偏った両極端を離れて中道に立ち、またすべての文字や言葉を超え、すべての人々の考えを知り、一瞬のうちにこの世のすべてのことを知っている。静かな大海に大空の星がすべてその形を映し出すように、仏の知恵の海にはすべての人々の心や思いや、その他あらゆるものがそのままに現れる。だから仏を一切知者という。Buddha's wisdom refreshes the arid minds of people, enlightens them and teaches them the significance of this world, its causes and its effects, appearings and disappearings. Indeed, without the aid of Buddha's wisdom, what aspects of the world is at all comprehensible for people? この仏の知恵はあらゆる人々の心を潤し、光を与え、人々にこの世の意味、盛衰、因果の道理を明らかに知らせる。まことに仏の知恵によってのみ、人々はよくこの世のことを知る。Buddha does not always appear as a Buddha. Sometimes he appears as an incarnation of evil, sometimes as a woman, a god, a king, or a statesman. Sometimes he appears in a brothel or in a gambling house. In an epidemic, he appears as a healing physician, and in war, he preaches forbearance and mercy for the suffering people. For those who believe that things are everlasting, he preaches transcendency and uncertainty. For those who are proud and egoistic, he preaches humility and self-sacrifice. For those who are entangled in the web of worldly pleasure, he reveals the misery of the world. 仏はただ仏として現れるだけではなく、ある時は悪魔となり、ある時は神の姿をとり、あるいは男の姿、女の姿として現れる。病のある時には医師となって薬を施して教えを説き、戦いが起これば正しい教えを説いて災いを離れさせ、固定的な考えにとらわれている者には無常の道理を説き、自我と誇りにこだわっている者には無我を説き、世俗的閲楽の網にとらわれている者には世の痛ましいありさまを明らかにする。The work of Buddha is to manifest in all affairs and on all occasions the pure essence of Dharmakaya, the absolute nature of Buddha. So Buddha's mercy and compassion flow out from this Dharmakaya in endless life and boundless light, bringing salvation to all. 仏の働きはこのように、この世の事物の上に現れるが、それはすべて皆、発心の源から流れ出るもので、限りない命、限りない光の救いも、その源は発心の仏にある。The world is like a burning house that is forever being destroyed and rebuilt. People, being confused by the darkness of their ignorance, lose their minds in anger, displeasure, jealousy, prejudice, and worldly passion. They are like babies in need of a mother. Everyone must be dependent upon Buddha's mercy and compassion. この世は火の家のように安らかでない。人々は愚かさの闇に包まれ、怒り、妬み、そねみ、あらゆる煩悩に狂わされている。赤子に母が必要であるように、人々は皆この仏の慈悲に頼らなければならない。 Buddha is a father to all the world. All human beings are the children of Buddha. Buddha is the most saintly of saints. The world is afire with decrepitude and death. There is suffering everywhere. But people, engrossed in the vain search for worldly pleasure, are not wise enough to fully realize this. 仏は実に聖者の中の尊い聖者であり、この世の父である。だからあらゆる人々は皆仏の子である。彼らはひたすらこの世の楽しみにのみ関わり、その災いを見通す知恵を持たない。この世は苦しみに満ちた恐るべきところ。老いと病と死の炎は燃えてやまない。Buddha saw that this world of delusion was really a burning house, so he turned from it and found refuge and peace in the quiet forest. There, out of his great compassion, he calls to us. This world of change and suffering belongs to me. All these ignorant, heedless people are my children. I am the only one who can save them from their delusion and misery. ところが仏は迷いの世界という火の家を離れ、静寂な林にあって、今この世界は我がものであり、その中の生ける者たちは皆我が子である。限りない悩みを救うのは我一人であるという。As Buddha is the great king of the Dharma, he can preach to all people as he wishes. Buddha appears in the world to bless the people. To save them from suffering, he preaches the Dharma. But the ears of people are dulled by greed and they are inattentive. But those who listen to his teachings are free from the delusions and the miseries of life. People cannot be saved by relying on their own wisdom, he said, and through faith they must enter into my teaching. Therefore, one should listen to the Buddha's teaching and put it into practice. 仏は実に大いなる法の王であるから思いのままに教えを説く。仏はただ人々を安らかにし恵みをもたらすためにこの世に現れた。人々を苦しみから救い出すために仏は法を説いた。ところが人々は欲に惹かれて聞く耳を持たず気にもしていない。しかしこの教えを聞いて喜ぶ人はもはや決して迷いの世界に退くことのない境地に置かれるであろう。我が教えはただ真によってのみ入ることができる。すなわち仏の言葉を信ずることによって教えにかなうので自分の知恵によるのではないと仏は言った。したがって仏の教えに耳を傾けそれを実践すべきである。